Hey there, this is Malorian, and this will be a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. My Orcs and Goblins versus some Lizardmen. My voice is a little bit going, so sorry if it sounds a little bit weird. But we're going to be playing Meeting Engagement here. This is going to be, I should also say, part of my campaign that I'm part of as well with Kieran Dunleavy. But my opponent here having some bad luck, and he's going to be having both his Engine of the Gods and his Slanted Temple Guard starting in reserve. For me, I'm going to have one of my hordes of Night Goblins off the board and three of my big bosses. So again, just to kind of touch on the campaign thing. So this one here, for these moves, the way it works is that you kind of have to fight people who are on the same space as you. But for me, I didn't have anything. I'm kind of just bulking up where I am. And so me and this other Lizardman guy are like on the other side of the map. But we're the only ones left, so we're going to fight each other. So I could have picked anyone, and really looking at my armies, the best one to deal with Lizardmen is my Night Goblins here. You know, I can really shoot down what I need to. The monsters will be bad against poison, blah, blah, blah. So we're going with Whelpsley here in his Goblin army. So he's my Goblin war boss with the Wizarding hat. And in this game here, I got the Lore of Death. So I have Spirit Leech and the Fate of Bajuna. Otherwise, his character is no one special. It's actually just the unit champ here. So I'm not really sure what gear he has, but that's his special guy for this army. And it's actually the only guy he has left. His other two main characters have been captured so far. So this is what the board looks like. We just kind of threw down the terrain that he had here at his place, but really the little volcano thing and the rock in the middle will be impassable. The river on the right will turn out to be a boiling whatever river. We have a forest on the left and some sort of pond, water, marsh thing on his side. So his army from left to right, he already has the stuff starting off the board, which I already talked about. He has some Source Cav on the left. He has his Scrox unit there. Then on the far right, he has his Saurus and Teku Echo in there. So this is just 2250, and he has actually a lot of points in magic. Otherwise, for my part, from left to right, I have a Goblin on Gigantic Spider. I have 3 units of Wolf Riders. I have the Pump Wagon, 2 units of 50. I have 5 more bosses than the one on the right, 2 Wolf Chariots, 2 Rock Lubbas, 2 Doom Divers, and then my Goblins in the back who have 3 Skulkers, and I also have my BSB and another level 2 in there. Now, with this here, I know with Teku Echo, he's going to make you do these vanguards. So he deployed first. I put my Wolf Riders up there, so he couldn't really deploy vanguard that far. His Source Cav were able to come around a bit, but that was really it. And when it came to first turn, I mean, normally I have to roll a 6 to steal it away. I did not roll a 6, but he decided to give it to me. My guess is he did that so that he can make the charge with the Source Cav, as opposed to him not allowed to charge on the first turn. But I think it was a little bit of a mistake, but hey, I'll take it. So I start off with a little bit of bad luck. I get some animosity here, but really at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter. Otherwise, I bring on my reserves here. They sent out their fanatics, and they're already going to kill 3 of the Source Cav. After shooting and all that good stuff, what I do is, because I want to be in range for my magic, is I move up the other unit, and then I join in with my General and BSB, so I'll be within range to do my Spirit Leech at least, but he stops the Spirit Leech. The Wolf Rider is just going behind to do some damage. Somehow the ones on the right kill 2 Saurus, so that was pretty cool. Otherwise, Doom Divers almost wipe out the Source Cav on the left, and that's really my first turn. By the way, he stopped the Spirit Leech. On his turn here, he brings in his reserve. So here's his Temple Guard and Slan and big old Ancient Stegodon all reinforcing this flank. His magic phase here will be kind of bad because he kind of fails a spell and then gets up Hand of Glory, which isn't going to matter. So nothing too much so far. And after his turn, it really looks like this. So really, his last source guy just moves up to me on the left. Other stuff is moving up. And that's really it. So my turn, I fail Animosity with these guys here. It was actually a 1, so they'd have to pick a fight, but nobody was in range. And I decided to charge in here. You know, this guy here isn't really set up to kill high armor, but, you know, with the charge and all the attacks, I might sneak something through. I also try and bring in the pump wagon here, but unfortunately I don't roll far enough, even though I rolled 4 dice at it, and then I roll a 1 in the forest and take a wound. So not too bad, but meh. So otherwise in this fight here, yeah, it's really a complete pillow fight. I do nothing to him, he does nothing to me. I win by, well, I have a charge, he has a banner, so it's a wash. Otherwise, board looks like this. So really, how is going to happen now is my war machines are going to more work onto his Ancient Stegodon, but one rock lava missed, the other one failed to wound. The Doom Divers then started working on the Saurus, and they took off a rank, so that was pretty good. I need to get my general back, so what I had to do was move up the right unit first, then I could move up the bunker, then the characters can go back to the bunker, and then the left unit can move up. So I'm looking to accept the charge with the right unit and then countercharge with my chariots. Otherwise, on his turn, he's going to try for a charge here, but he actually rolls crap dice, fails the charge, but I release my fanatics, and they kill like another 4 Saurus or something, and there's 1 still in the way. Otherwise, over here, he's able to sneak a wound onto my guy. He also has a banner, so he wins by 2 and runs me down and goes off the board. So, you know, he's like 90 points, no real big deal. And when he comes back on, I can always Doom Diver him. So, not that big of a deal. Should still get these points in the end. So after his turn, it's going to look like this. Again, he's not able to get too much done. His magic phases, he's having some really bad luck. I'm not sure if I use my scroll this turn or next turn, but really he's going for a comet and just failing it by 1 and stuff like this, so pretty bad luck. So my turn, I'm going to fail Animosity here, so these guys will be forced to go into the rear. Fail Animosity here, so they'll have to charge, but honestly, I was going to charge with them anyway. And also fail Animosity with these guys, and this is probably the worst one because I wanted them to march in and be some more help, but now because they couldn't charge, they're just going to do nothing. So for charges, I send all 3 of this stuff into the source up here. I had to go through the Fanatic, and I lose like 4 guys, so no big deal. And then once they're out of the way, that allows the other unit to go into the Scrox unit. Now, these guys going back here, this could actually not be too bad because, okay, I am going to lose, no question in that. But since he's not by a skink, he's actually going to be forced to pursue me. But that's only if I have somebody left. Now, over here in this fight, I planned for my pump wagon to come in here and help with some wounds. But unfortunately, I roll another 1, crash in the woods, and I'm destroyed. So, it's 55 points. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it does nothing. Otherwise, what happens here is in a magic phase, remember, I have death magic, so I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Let's kill these Scrox before, these Croxagore before we actually get to the fight. So I Spirit Leech 1, and I fit a Bajuna the other, and I'm like, yeah, death of magic, you know, this is awesome, go Wizard Hat. And it's only now, after the game, that I realize those are direct damage, so I couldn't actually have done this. So this will be a bit of a cheat, and I'll talk about that after. Otherwise, I really try and kill this guy again, the Stegodon. I shoot 1 rock, it scatters, shoot the other one. He makes a 6+ ward save. Then I hit with Doom Divers and 1 Super Scatters, and the other one does 1 wound. So I'm trying really hard to kill this thing, but it's just not happening. I was also able to get magic off on it, Itchy Nuisance, to reduce its movement by 4. But honestly, if I don't blow through this, he'll be able to charge easy enough anyway. But as luck has it, yeah, that was no problem to win that fight with all the impact hits and all the attacks from the characters. He does do a few wounds to my characters, but I still crush him, run him down. It also panics the Stegodon, so he's running away. So that all worked out. On the left side, I actually net myself and lose combat, but I'm steadfast. So on his turn, he's going to charge in here at the Temple Guard. And one of the best things about this is that now he'll be in leadership range of the Stegodon. So the Ancient Steg is going to rally. He's going to hit me with a Chain Lightning, but he's only going to kill 1 guy, and it's not going to bounce. So again, some bad luck for his magic. And after this is all done, yeah, it actually goes fairly well for me. So on the combat on the left, he whiffs. I kill some skinks, even though I netted myself again. He loses by 1 or 2 breaks, and I run him down. So that means the left flank is all falling apart. His 1 guy that went off the board went into the woods, kind of coming back here. And in the combat up there, he kills a bunch of rank and file, but actually I don't do much back. I mean, with all my big bosses, I only hit twice, so it's actually pretty crap. But of course, now the counter charge, and that's where I'll really do the damage. So over here, I'm going to fail double animosity. Where I was going to Doom Diver this guy, now these Wolf Riders are going to charge in, so that was kind of dumb. And then failed on a bunker as well, so they had a charge to do nothing. They had no legal charge, so they'll do nothing, and I'll have no magic. So these guys charge in, fail no difficult terrain. Over here, I charge in my 2 chariots, and that should really hurt these guys. And as well, my shooting finally does what it needs to do and kills the Stegodon. So really nice to have that guy out of the way. Over here, I fail my fear. I do nothing. He kills 1. And yeah, it's a draw because he has a banner and a kill, and I have a charge and a flank. He's not able to reform because that would reduce models in combat. So we stay like this. And you can also see my other Night Goblins are reformed to face or try and deal with him later if he's still here. Otherwise, in this combat here, you can see I killed a ton of his guys, netted him, beat up a bunch of his guys, and he's down to just 3 and his Slan. So after this is what it looks like. Really not too good for the Lizardmen. On his turn, he's going to be blasting this unit with some magic, but, you know, it's the big, huge Tempest, but between it wounding on a 4+ and me having a 5+ save, it really doesn't kill super much, and then I just pass my panic test. Otherwise, over here, this is funny enough. I do nothing to him. I break after he kills a couple of my guys. He has to pursue, and he trips in the forest. So I don't know if he tripped on my pump wagon or what, but yeah, this forest here has been pretty deadly. And then otherwise over here, it's just, you know, kill off the rest of the actual Temple Guard. Did a couple of wounds to the Slan. The Slan breaks, and I run him down. So a complete destruction, you know, tabling of the Lizardmen. And really, when it comes to the campaign, I rolled pretty crap, so I think he actually has hatred against me next time we play, so pretty bad thing to do for that. His result for losing was that one of his units of renown gets worse, but he didn't have one of those. And then for me, destroying his character, I actually got to capture him, so out of his 3 main characters in this campaign, they are all captured. Now, like I said, I did screw up and I did cheat by accident in this. You know, all the time it seems that whenever I'm against death magic, they're just sniping out my characters all the time, but it turns out you cannot do that when guys are in combat. So really, I should not have killed those 2 Croxagore, and really, it's hard to say how that would change things. he would have been then beating my unit. I would have been steadfast for a while. Likely, eventually, the other horde of night goblins would get in there and finish off the fight. And even if he did break them, I had the wolf riders left over that I could probably come over here and redirect them if needed. So the result would probably be the same, but I think just to make things all fair, I'm going to say I do not capture his leader. It seems the only fair way to kind of mitigate this, but either way, no matter how that would have gone down, pretty big win for the Night Goblins. It's really just this unit here with all the big bosses and the chariots working with them too. That's just a lot of damage being put out here. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye.